Happy New Year, everybody. DaveHunterMusic in the comments said, for your voice, meaning mine, duct tape the SR40V, Earthworks, and the Neumann KMS105 together, so you get great lows and transparent sweet highs. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to duct tape them. I'm going to compare them. Great lows. Okay, you know, for me, maybe some of you, the Neumann KMS105 doesn't go low enough, hasn't got enough real business going on. It's a bit fake. Suits females very well, some of them, not all. And the SR40V just goes off the end of the scale and maintains it flat with a bit of proximity if you want it as well. Bring it in. So we know that. Sweet highs. I've said mascara about this one many times. I find the highs sweet. Neumann KMS. Now, transparent. Why would this not be more transparent is what the first thing I thought of. It's got a light diaphragm, it's fast, it's what it's all about, high definition. So, this one would likely be less transparent, I would have thought. Not knocking it, it's nice, but I would have thought it'd be less. Could be to do with the fact that it's got this excellent grill, mesh, multi-stage mesh grill, and this one's got some foam, which tends to, so it could be that. Why would the highs be sweet? Is the sweetness added? Is the sweetness a distortion, which we just happen to find nice? Whereas I'm into accuracy, you see. Well, or is it because this has a lift there and accentuates the highs and does it perhaps without distortion? So where does the sweet come from, is what I'm wondering. Anyway, let's see. First of all, I'm going to go to the SR40V. Oh, and then what I'm going to do, I'm not a fan of EQ. I'm going to see, just with my simple desk here, can I get this to sound like this? And can I get this to sound like this, or nearer? So we can then really see, perhaps, if there's a difference. Anyway, I'm on the Earthworks ETHOS. I'm going to move on to the SR40V, just to refresh our memories. I'm on the SR40V. Let me bring it a bit. No, I'll leave it where it is, level-wise. I'm going to bring it a bit closer, though. SR40V, SR40V, SR40V. ETHOS, ETHOS. I'm going to say the same thing and point, because I want that S from the SR40V. SR40V, 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 SR40V. They're very similar, aren't they? What I think I find with this is the upper mid is a little bit recessed compared to that, or this one's upper mid is a bit more. But then there's this ha 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 waiting underneath it. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Something there. Very similar. Very similar. Very similar. Very similar. Very similar. I think there. Isn't there? There's more. Something a bit more. Whereas this one, it's got a little bit of that there, and it's wanting to. It's wanting to add that underneath that. That's what I can hear anyway. Okay. KMS105. Let's go between KMS. What I notice immediately? Well, yes, that. and a little bit obviously truncated at the low end. It's a little bit like all of a sudden I'm shut in. And that area there is where it has its hump. So that can be a bit too much, and then it falls off underneath, so it's not supported, as it were, and leaves that in my voice a bit exposed. Let's go between the two. This is the Earthworks ETHOS. This is the Earthworks ETHOS. This is not the Earthworks. I have to find something else. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. So yeah, it's a bit thin, a bit, yeah, bit thin up there, yeah, thin up there. And then we got at the top. Do you like that? It's up to you. Now then, let me first, very simple EQ, which I'll tell you what it is if I can see it, even with a monocle. Yes, I can. So my EQ section is 12 kilohertz at the top, 2.5 kilohertz in the mid, and 80 at the low. We'll leave the mids alone, I imagine. 12 at the top, 80 at the low. So what I'm going to do, let me take a little bit, I've used it live a lot as well. So it's a little bit different, like, of course it depends on what speakers you're using. But the higher quality the speakers are, the more it's going to sound like this, depending on the room and all the rest of it. So I'm going to take a little bit of that 12 kilohertz off. Here it is with the 12 kilohertz off. Here it is with the 12 kilohertz coming off. Here it is, I'm going to put the 12 kilohertz up. This is the 12 kilohertz up, so you can hear what I'm doing. There it is with the 12 kilohertz up, 12 kilohertz up, 12 kilohertz flat, 12 kilohertz flat, 12 kilohertz, couple of notches down, 12 kilohertz, couple of notches down. Bass, flat, going to boost the bass 80 hertz, boosting the 80 hertz, boosting the 80 hertz. There, I can hear that. Take the 80 hertz away. 80 hertz is taken away. Back to flat, I'm going to boost it just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, let me see. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. I think there's still more of that. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. The owl and the pussycat went to sea. I've got to take a bit more off, haven't I? A bit more 12 kilohertz coming off. Bit more 12 kilohertz coming off. Quite a bit now. Still above quarter. Gone down to about there. That's the best I can say. The owl and the pussycat went to sea. 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 The owl and the pussycat. Ow, ow, ah, ah, ah. There's still more there, and now the bass is getting, it's okay, it's getting a little bit. I've got something to say on that, probably in the next video. Okay, so I've got this as near to this, and this is as near, the 40V is as near to that. Anyway, so let's just go between them. Bit of phasing, because I've got both of them on. I heard I had some phasing. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. Yeah. The owl and the pussycat went to sea. 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 The owl and the pussycat. So now I've got a bit of that ooh, 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 not real bass. So let me take that back. Take a bit, put it up a bit and take it down. The owl, owl, owl. There's boosting it, you see, because it gets unnatural, doesn't it? Ow, 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 just there. The owl and the pussycat went to sea. 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 This is much more even despite that, isn't it? So let me see. That's got a bit louder because of the boosting on the bass there. So let me see now if I truncate this one, which is meant to be a better way of doing things. Reduce the bass. Well, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to boost the treble just a bit to see if I can make this SR40V sound closer to the 105. Let me put things back to flat. I know what I've got. I've been doing a lot of eBay selling, getting rid of things. And I've got a music stand light thing, a gooseneck, which I'm going to sell because I use tablets these days. So people can do what they like with the lights. If they want to dance, get great, turn the lights off, we can see. Whereas before, with the sheet music and stuff, I was going to set it, but I think it'll do a good job just clipped on the edge here, lighting up my desk. Yeah, I'll give that a try. There we go. So let's put everything flat. I'm on the SR40V. Let me. I'm going to boost the bass. Watch out. So you can hear on this, there's some real, and not the boom. It's very impressive, isn't it? Just let's compare that. I rest my case. It's going to start rolling the bass off on the SR40V. Take it right now actually. Okay. If you'll bear with me, K, yeah. So that 80 Hertz, there's something a bit higher than that that's still there, isn't there? But with the bass completely off, let me just compare that with the Neumann. Neumann's louder, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to leave the bass then, the 80 Hertz on the SR40V, completely off. Now, when I do that thing, I hear more air at the top, which you know because this one's got a, it's not flat. So let me now. Here's a treble on the SR40V, 12 kilohertz. I'm going to take 12 kilohertz all the way up, 12 kilohertz all the way up, 12 kilohertz all the way up. Yeah. See, I've never EQ'd this, but it takes it very well, it seems to me. Here's the 12 kilohertz going all the way off, 12 kilohertz all the way off. Now let me get back to the middle. It's 12 kilohertz flat. Bass is off. Let me creep the 12 kilohertz up a bit. I'm having a feeling about there. This one's got a bit more warmth than there, so I'm going to, back on the 40V, I'm going to bring the bass back in just a tiny. Oh yeah, with the dodgy pods. Excuse me, 3/4. Now we're close. But you know what? Ethos, too much already. Well, I think they ended up pretty close. So, for a non-EQ person like me, I'm not anti it really, I'm just thinking, why buy a microphone I have to EQ? But, you know, I like the Bayer ribbon mics, but they're a bit too bright for me, so I'd take the treble off a bit on those. But I thought the 40V, very versatile. And the thing I noticed at the end, I don't think this 40V was any less sweet than the Neumann. I'll listen back when I edit. I don't think it was any less sweet. It's just not accentuated in the same way that this is. Messing with the EQ on this, I didn't find, if I wanted a flatter thing, not that satisfactory. Perhaps if you had a parametric, multi-band, whatever. But, so again, kind of supports what I feel, really, but a bit of, I wouldn't say a surprise to me, but a very practical experience of it, in that I'm thinking, yeah, give me extended, fast, flat, give me everything, and then I can do my little bit of tweaking if I desire. I have used this, and sometimes people have thought that the SR40V didn't cut through. So what I've noticed, I've said this before, if you've got a flat mic and everybody else has got then your flat mic needs to be higher in the mix. Of course, then all that stuff's going to be higher in the mix as well. So, but it's a human voice, isn't it? You want the human voice or not? So, yes, I have noticed that in recordings as well, using these flat mics, that the recording can stand a greater vocal volume than you would with these shaped mics because the peak of the shape starts pushing through too much and becomes unpleasant. If you don't compensate for that and keep all your levels the same and think, oh, that sounds fine, then you might find the voice doesn't really quite have gone through. So it enables you to put that your voice right there, and because it's clean and transparent and free of and stuff like that, usually I found a mix or a track can take it, depending on how complex it is and so on. Anyway, I don't know. What do you think? I've been quite heartened, actually, for whatever reason. Oh, got more coming up to do with EQ and stuff, because I noticed something. I noticed something editing a photograph. So I'm going to call it microphones and megapixels, coming up soonish. Have a wonderful new year, and I'll see you later.